So you want to get abs, you want to attract high quality women, you want to be able to go to the beach with your shirt off, you want to be in the pool with no clothes on, no shirt on. But I remember I used to be just like that before I got like jacked and stuff, and I used to struggle all the time. I was like, yo, I'm fat. I can't attract any women. I look stupid. I hate wearing clothes. Everything sucks. And when you get abs, it feels like before you get abs, it feels like such a profound thing. It's like, oh, I gotta diet and I gotta exercise all the time and blah 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 blah. And like all these people in the industry tell you it's like 80% diet and you can't outwork a bad diet and you gotta be training 24/7. All that shit is bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. If you look at the thumbnail, you'll see my abs and stuff. I'm literally jacked. I've been training for like 4 years. I know this shit, but in and out, right? And like I'll tell you, I went from fat to getting abs like within like 3 to 6 months, and like I lost 40 pounds. So it was like maybe like 35, 40 pounds or whatever, right? But it's like it's easier than you would think. But it's like you just have to know how to actually do it. Okay, so the main thing you need to know is you don't need a diet. You don't need to do like macros. You don't like. I was at one point. I was like I never did macros because I was like, I don't give a shit about like protein and all of that stuff. I was already fat, so I was like, I already know I have the structure of my body. Like, I was strong. All fat people are strong on some level, right? But I was like, I'm not gonna track protein and the other stuff. I still don't track that shit. I don't even do a diet because I was like, I'm not gonna cook and then go like do grocery shopping and all that stuff. And so I was like, I'm just gonna figure out how to do this in like the most easy, simplest way, which is like the best way to do it. And so all you really need to do is one thing: is like figure out your daily calorie limit, right? Just look up calorie calculator on Google, type in your little bit of information to ask for like your age and your weight and stuff like that, and then give you some like rough average number, and you're like, that's it. The average number for everyone, you'll like see it on random labels is 2,000 calories, but if you're like a fatter person, you're gonna have a higher one. If you're skinnier person, you're gonna have a lower one. All in all, it's gonna be around like 2,000, 2,500. My once you get like really big, like me, like I'm at like 3,000 now, but it's like I still don't care. I'm telling you, your calories only matter when you're trying to get abs. Later on in life, you're not gonna even care about this shit. It's just you gotta do it just to like get into like the flow and rhythm of like how to actually lose weight and how to lose fat and actually how to see your abs. And so let's just say your like number is 2,000, whatever, right? It's just an easy number. All you have to do is two things. So either you can be like a chef, diet, grocery type of person. I didn't want to do that shit because I was not gonna cook or do any of that stuff. So I was like, you know what? I have to outwork a bad diet. And even though everybody in the industry said you can't do it, I did it. Like that shit was easy as fuck. I was like eating McDonald's and Domino's and eating multiple times. I was eating snacks, cookies, everything you could possibly think of, I was eating. I didn't give a shit. And all you had to do was cardio, right? And you're like, oh, I hate doing cardio. It's like you gotta choose. Either you do cardio or you have like a restrictive diet. The restrictive diet meaning you eat less in the day. And so for me, I was like, if I just eat a little bit more and I just do a little bit more cardio, that's worth it for me because I had a little bit of time, I had a little bit of energy. Especially if you're like younger, you should be doing cardio. Everybody should be doing cardio for your heart, for everything, for your cardiovascular health. If you're not doing cardio, you're gonna like pay for it in the long run because it's like cardio helps make everything easier. Everything, like even your workouts, like your strength training, it'll be easier because you do cardio. And like I see so many dudes who like struggle to ever get lean or they always put on fat after they're done cutting because they don't do cardio. And it's like if you just do cardio, even that like eventually you're gonna get to a point where you're like strength training and your like muscles are barely growing because you're just that big and you probably don't want to like me, I personally don't want to get any bigger because I'm like, I already look kind of jacked or whatever. But I still love doing cardio and like during cardio I'd be reading my book. Bro, that shit is like fanatic. I just be reading my book, doing some cardio, and it's like your brain processes better when it's moving. So the stuff I'm reading, it just be processing like that. It's a beautiful thing. And like don't do the elliptical, don't do the treadmill, they're too boring. Do the Stairmaster, start low, like level 3, level 5, and eventually get to like level 10, level 15. Do it for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, right? It's like start at the bottom, start low. Don't be thinking that you're gonna like I do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster at level 10, but you're not gonna do that shit for a while, okay? And like, that's okay. That's fine. Like you don't that's not where I started. I started at like I did like level 5 or like level 3 for like 5 minutes for then 10 minutes. And it's like every day just aim for 1 extra minute. And even if it's like, oh, 1 extra minute sounds super, it's like, no. Like you barely could do 5 minutes. Do 5 minutes one day, do 6 minutes the next. And by the end of the week, you'll be at like 12 minutes. And you're like, damn, like what he said actually worked. But if you try to do straight up 15 minutes at like level 7, you're going to be like, this shit is too hard. I'm sweating. It's like the point is to sweat, right? The point is to like actually get the cardio in, to get yourself actually like accustomed to doing cardio. And it's going to take like 2 to 3 weeks. And once you finally get accustomed to it, you're gonna be like, wow, this shit feels fucking amazing. Cause like the whole idea of like runner's high when you're like sweating and you're like, oh, I feel so disgusting. I'm like all wet. It's like No, that is literally the best part. I literally have like over 100, 200 videos on my phone after I finish cardio just to see myself drenched. Like, it just feels so good. Like, if you do that's like a whole nother little trick. It's like every time you do cardio, take a video at the end, because then it like starts to streak in your head where you're like, oh, I gotta do cardio today, so I gotta take the video. And like when you see yourself like drenched, you're like, wow. It not only does it feel good to like after, when you're like done, you got the runner's high, but then like when you're showering, it feels good. Like, take a nice little cold shower. When you're eating, you're able to eat more. That's the thing, right? For me, I was always like, I was a fat kid, so I loved eating food. And so if I restricted myself from eating, I was never gonna ever get abs. But because I was doing cardio, I was like, it's easier for me to do more cardio than it is for me to eat less. So you just gotta figure out which one it is for you. Do you want to do more cardio, or do you want to eat less? And like whatever it is, like however you typically are, just do that one, right? And so eat less than your calorie maintenance, right? That's how you literally will start shedding off fat, and then you'll start seeing your abs. But you also still need to train your abs, but you can do this way later. Like, people don't realize how easy it is to train your abs, and you really don't even need to train your abs that much. Like even like just like 10 minutes a day for like a month will literally get you a solid core. And it's like, you're not gonna have like the full six pack, but it's like, if you just want visible abs, you're gonna get it within like, it's like abs are the easiest thing to like actually get. And like most people will train them too early on. Like if you're fat right now and you're training your abs, you are not going to see your abs. That is not how science works at all for your body. If you have a layer of fat, you training your abs will only have the abs still, like, it'll be developed, but it'll be under the layer of fat. So if you keep training abs and you keep looking in the mirror trying to find your abs, you're not going to see them because the layer of fat is there. The layer of fat has to go before you can see the abs. So it doesn't make sense for you to ever train abs until you're at like a lower level of body fat. And so when you start waking up with like that morning skinny or like a flat stomach, then you know, oh, I can start training abs now. And within like 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be like that. And if you train even like 20 minutes of abs, you're gonna see it within like a week. It's like, it's weird how fast your abs will like develop, because it's just like and again, you need to train it. Like, don't like avoid training, because if you don't train, you won't see those like your 6-pack or your 4-pack, and you'll notice that the 4-pack, the top 4 are easier to get than the bottom 2. The bottom 2 are the hardest ones to get. Even I don't really have my bottom 2 fully developed, because it's like, once you actually get abs, you'll be like, you know what, this shit is like, it's all right. Like like for me, you'll realize like having a big chest, having a big back, having big arms is way better than having abs. But it's like having the abs get you like addicted to the gym, which I feel like is like the core aspect of like what you actually need. Like, I'll be honest, like when I first started going to the gym, I was like, I just want abs because I just want to attract some girls. It's like that's like literally the every guy's like thing, right? Because you see in the movies, you see in the like TV shows where they're like running in the beach, or if you even see in the beach or the pool, it's like you see all these people with abs and like, damn, he looks cool as fuck. I want to look like that. And you always see them with some girl, and it does attract women. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that like people be like, oh yeah, like if you're in shape, girls don't really care about it. Girls don't care about muscles. They care about emotional intelligence and stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm telling you right now, I have been with so many women who've been like obsessed with my body. Like, they'll tell me like I'm like a fantasy guy to them. Like, it's like at first I thought it was baffling to hear, but when you hear it enough times, like, oh, like the type of archetype you build when you have like an aesthetic body, women will literally be drawn to you. And especially in the gym, if you're in the gym, those women will be drawn to you, because even in the gym, you would think that most people would be in shape. No, like 90% of the people, 95% of the people in there are just fat, old, and it's ugly. So when you're like me, young, jacked, and handsome, these women are just drawn to you. They're like obsessed with you, and it's like baffling to see. And it's like, you attract so much women, you never have to work for women ever again. Like, I don't ever approach women. Women approach me all the time. When I could get away with so much shit. Like, I just be doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And like, I'd be getting like bad women, like gym women, thick women, Latinas, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'd be pulling everything. And it's like, I could be like, oh yeah, because like they find this about me interesting. No, it's like, when you look like me, when you have a body like this, when you have a steady body build, you will just look so different and rare that you become a rare specimen in a girl's eyes. And the female gaze, they're like, oh, I want what nobody else has. So when you look like nobody else, you naturally attract these women. I'm telling you, get into the gym, eat less than you have to, or do more cardio than you have to, get some abs, get obsessed with the gym, get jacked, be young, be handsome. And in the end, you're gonna fucking win, I'm telling you.